You already know the cost of hesitation. Every day you burn minutes, sometimes hours, stuck in micro-decisions that drain your willpower. What to answer in a meeting, which project to prioritize, even what to write in an email. And by the time you've made the decision, you're mentally exhausted, leaving less power for the moves that actually build your career, your wealth, and your influence. The truth is, indecision is not neutral. It is a silent tax on your potential. High performers know this, and that is why they operate on a completely different protocol. They don't spend energy debating with themselves. They collapse the process down to seconds. Today, you are going to install that same code into your brain. By the end of this video, you will have a step-by-step protocol that makes decision-making nearly instantaneous while keeping your accuracy sharp. You will understand how to bypass the trap of overthinking and conserve your energy for execution instead of hesitation. Think of your brain as a computer. Every decision you make is like opening another window on the screen. A single window is fine, but open dozens, and soon the whole system lags. This is what psychologists call decision fatigue. You feel it as mental clutter, fog, and low energy. The key is not to process faster. The key is to close the windows before they pile up. That's what top performers do. Their brain runs a clean operating system where most choices are already coded in. You need to install the same kind of mental automation. Here is the first step of the protocol. Strip away the decisions that don't deserve your attention. Research in behavioral science shows that your brain has a limited budget of high-quality decisions per day. Spend them on what to wear or what to eat for breakfast and you are already draining the fuel tank. Successful people pre-decide low-stakes matters. They wear the same style of clothing, eat the same rotation of meals, and set fixed routines. The tactical move for you is simple. Identify the 5 most common low-stakes choices you repeat daily. For each one, create a default. That default becomes the automatic option unless there is a serious reason to override it. This frees up mental bandwidth immediately. Now we move to the core of the second of decision protocol. When a new choice appears, your brain runs a simulation of options. Most people let this simulation loop endlessly, fearing the wrong outcome. But neuroscience shows that the majority of your accuracy in decision-making comes from the first impression, not the prolonged analysis. What this means is that the first scenario your brain generates is already the most accurate in over 80% of cases. The longer you loop, the less precise you become because doubt starts interfering. The tactical command is this: when you are facing a decision, allow yourself a maximum of 3 seconds to capture your instinctive first judgment. That judgment is not emotion. It is your subconscious pulling data from years of patterns. You then frame it as the default action. Here's how you execute that step in practice. Next time you are asked for your opinion in a meeting, mentally note the first clear answer that surfaces in your head. Do not discard it. Hold it for 3 seconds. If there is no obvious red flag, you commit. By doing this repeatedly, you train your brain to trust its own pattern recognition system, which is faster and more accurate than conscious rumination. Step 3 of the protocol is the binary reduction. Overthinking happens because your mind tries to juggle too many possible scenarios. The most efficient performers reduce everything to a binary. Instead of asking which of the 5 projects is the best, they ask, which one creates the highest leverage right now versus which ones can wait. Binary framing forces clarity. The tactical exercise is simple. Take your current top 3 decisions. For each one, reframe it into a yes or no. Should I move on this today? Yes or no. Is this opportunity aligned with my main goal? Yes or no. This strips away the illusion of complexity and accelerates clarity. Now let's add the failsafe. A common fear is, what if I make the wrong decision? This fear paralyzes action. But here is the truth. Top performers know that speed beats precision in most cases. You can adjust a decision once you are in motion, but you cannot adjust hesitation. The brain interprets action as feedback. That feedback is data. The faster you act, the faster you get real-world data, and the faster you can correct. To install this mindset, create a simple mental phrase. Action is the test. The moment you decide, execute a small move that makes the decision real. Send the email. Block the time. Make the first call. By linking decision to immediate action, you train your nervous system that a choice is not a risk. It is just the next test. Step 5 is the rule of thresholds. Some decisions really do carry weight and should not be rushed blindly. The trick is to set clear thresholds in advance. For example, If a decision involves more than 10% of your resources, more than 3 months of your time, or irreversible consequences, then you allocate deeper analysis. But everything else is executed with the rapid protocol. This creates a mental filter that saves you from wasting deep analysis on small matters. The tactical action is to write down your personal thresholds today. What percentage of money, time, or risk defines a high-stakes choice in your world? Anything under that line goes through the second of decision system. Let's talk about why this works neurologically. Your prefrontal cortex, the area responsible for executive decisions, consumes an enormous amount of energy when left in prolonged deliberation. This energy drain reduces willpower across the board. But your basal ganglia, the deeper structure of the brain that stores habits and patterns, makes decisions almost instantly once trained. What you are doing with this protocol is shifting the load from conscious effort to automatic pattern execution. The more you repeat it, the more the basal ganglia takes over, and the faster your default decision engine becomes. Imagine running your day where each choice feels like clicking a single button instead of wrestling with an endless menu. That is the operating system of top performers. They move fast not because they are reckless, but because they trust the code they have installed. The effect is compounding. Each fast decision frees time and mental energy for the next, creating momentum. Momentum creates authority, because the person who decides fastest often becomes the one others follow. This protocol is not about being careless. It is about eliminating the invisible tax of hesitation. The longer you stay in indecision, the weaker your execution becomes. By cutting the loop and trusting the system, you win back hours, protect your energy, and position yourself as a leader who moves with certainty. In the second part of this video, I will show you exactly how to drill this into your daily life with specific exercises that hardwire the second of decision reflex until it becomes automatic. To drill the second of decision protocol into your daily life, you need structured exercises that condition your nervous system to act before hesitation creeps in. Think of it like training a muscle. At first, you consciously push yourself to execute, but over time, the response becomes automatic. The first drill is what I call micro-commitments. Throughout the day, deliberately practice making fast calls on small matters. When you open your inbox, decide in less than 3 seconds whether each message gets answered, delegated, or ignored. When you scroll your task list, pick one item within 3 seconds and start it. The point of the drill is not the content of the choice, but the speed of the commitment. This hardwires your brain to associate decision with immediate movement. The second drill is the decision timer. Set a stopwatch for 60 seconds. Write down a problem or question you have been delaying. In that 1 minute, force yourself to decide the next move. Not the perfect solution, but the next step. This trains your prefrontal cortex to collapse the decision window instead of expanding it. The more you run this drill, the more natural it becomes to compress decisions under pressure. Remember, your nervous system learns through repetition, not theory. The third drill is identity framing. Your brain resists fast decisions when it believes mistakes threaten your identity. High performers reframe their identity to neutralize this. Instead of saying to yourself, "I must always be right," you anchor a different identity. I am the person who acts decisively and adapts faster than anyone else. That shift eliminates the fear of being wrong because the win is not perfection. The win is speed and adjustment. The tactical action for you is to write down that identity statement and repeat it before major decision environments like meetings or negotiations. It primes your brain to value speed over hesitation. Another layer of the protocol is environment design. Decision speed is not just about psychology. It is about removing friction from your surroundings. Look at your workspace. If every document, tab, or notification is competing for attention, your brain will stall. The tactical move is to build clean fields. Before starting a task, close all irrelevant tabs and apps. Place only the materials needed for the current choice in front of you. This forces your brain into binary focus, which accelerates clarity. Neuroscience shows that context switching adds invisible seconds to every decision, and those seconds add up to hours of lost performance. Clean environments cut that loss. Now let's talk about feedback loops. When you make fast decisions, you must review them quickly to refine your accuracy. Otherwise, you risk reinforcing poor patterns. The system here is weekly reflection. Every week, review 3 major decisions you made fast. Ask one question. Did speed move me forward or backward? If forward, you lock in that reflex. If backward, you adjust the rule. This prevents blind spots while maintaining the momentum advantage. The key is reflection without shame. Remember, speed plus iteration always beats hesitation plus theory. Consider the compounding effect. If you cut decision time in half across your day, you unlock hours of energy. But more importantly, you reduce cognitive drag. This drag is what keeps most people slow, tired, and reactive. You are building a system where every choice flows like a domino into execution. That flow creates authority because people trust decisiveness. In negotiations, in leadership, in business, the person who moves first sets the frame. The second of decision protocol positions you as that person. Here is the full tactical framework you now own. Step 1. Pre-decide low-stakes choices to eliminate clutter. Step 2. Capture and trust your first instinct within 3 seconds. Step 3. Reduce every decision to a binary yes or no. Step 4. Link every decision to immediate action with the phrase, "Action is the test." Step 5. Set thresholds for when deep analysis is required. Then install the drills, micro-commitments, 60-second timers, identity framing, clean environments, and weekly reflection. Together, this system collapses hesitation and installs a decision reflex that runs faster than doubt. This is the code that top performers already live by, whether they know it consciously or not. It is the reason they appear to move with unstoppable confidence. They are not smarter than you. They have simply reprogrammed their operating system. Now you have the exact steps to do the same. From this moment on, every time a choice presents itself, you either fall into hesitation and leak energy, or you execute the second of decision and build momentum. The difference will define your growth over the next year. You have just added one of the most powerful protocols to your arsenal. And this is what Success Code is about: building a library of mental codes that give you an unfair advantage in career, finance, and influence. If you want to keep upgrading your operating system with protocols like this, make sure you subscribe now. This channel is not entertainment. It is your personal arsenal of mental software for success.